Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, is the session started? I'm not able to hear anything.
Yeah, we are waiting for the faculty. He has left a message.
Good
Sir.
morning and good afternoon to all.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Good
Thanks.
afternoon.
Good morning. Thanks,
Good
Siddharth, for the
afternoon, sir.
connect. Wow.
Good morning, sir.
That's nice. Okay. So how are we today? All done? All fine?
Fine, sir.
Okay. You all got the content till last Sunday?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Wonderful. It was just a feedback. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Okay, so what we do is a warm welcome to all of you, and let us start with the topic so that we can, start on time, and then we can continue with question answers and activities and things like that. Okay, you're able to see the screen and hear me also and hear the music.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so as usual, we'll go on to an icebreaker. Today we have got the Karaoke Pro. Any one of you all would like to tell what is a karaoke? What is a karaoke?
Karaoke is used to sing song.
Okay, it could be to sing
Background
song.
music.
Yes, very good.
Background music.
Yes, Siddharth.
It's a background music for any particular song that we're going to sing.
Okay. It's a background music, or it could be something extempore. Wonderful, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So let's see how this goes ahead. So we have this karaoke activity where we have a glimmer of hope, which we normally see at the end of the tunnel. But for good facilitators, we need to bring in hope. And while we are inside the tunnel means during the process, when we are having the process on, that's where the facilitators actually make a lot of moments, because at the end you're actually moderating, you're debriefing, you're becoming conclusive and things like that. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go into this specific requirement. It is known as a flashcard challenge instructions for how to use your karaoke. As a facilitator, you and me could get a participant to get into each of these three roles or situations or scenarios and connect. The condition is you will relate the first flashcard with the next two flashcards in sequence. That means you will see sequence 1, card 1, sequence 1, card 2, sequence 1, card 3. So you will relate sequence 1 to sequence first card to the sequence second card to the sequence third card, and then say it loud with your idea on the karaoke. So let us go on to this concept. I think the instructions are clear. Okay, now we have got different patterns over here. So the first one is A. When we talk about A, we talk about A as a person. So any one of you all can volunteer and raise your hands and suggest if you'd like to be part of this A. Any volunteers?
Sir,
Siddharth, Jugal.
I couldn't understand what we have to do here.
You'll have to relate it picture with picture. That means now suppose you selected A. You will see all the three pictures. Now I'll show you the first picture. So you'll represent what the picture is all about. Then I'll jump onto the next flashcard which will follow. Then I'll jump onto the third flashcard. So the moment the first flashcard which is already displayed, you will say out loud what it reflects to you or what you think about that picture. The moment you have said that and we hear you out, all of us hear you out, we'll go on to the next flashcard, that is A2. That means A is you and 2 is the second flashcard. So that will be a different picture. Relate the first picture to the second picture. Say it aloud so that we are able to hear you. Then we'll relate it to A3. That is the third flashcard. And you'll relate the second card with the third. And that's basically how we are going to do it. So go ahead, Siddharth.
Sir, with this card, what I understand is there are two persons who are meeting by way of video conference or online meeting, where they are trying to discuss on the business ideas and business graphical representations as to where each other's business stands, and then they are, I think, communicating by way of messages, chat messages, and the other means which have been provided.
Wonderful, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Enabling remote conversations. Very good. So Siddharth, go on to the next card now. Relate the first card with the second card.
So together with this online meeting, they also have a break during which they have the food that is seen out here.
Okay, freaking out on the fresh juice and the strawberries and things like that. Wonderful, wonderful, Siddharth. So related with the third one now.
I think this is how they commute in the morning if they are not on online meeting.
Okay. So that's nice. That's basically the connect. So now why this karaoke pattern is shown to you all? Because we need to focus on a concept which is known as neuro-linguistic programming, actions and the mind and the heart together. So you need to relate everything together and create it in the form of a storyline. So thank you, Siddharth. Wonderful. Absolutely well done. Now we have the second. Now we have the second volunteer, please. Who's coming in? You can raise your hand or else you can identify yourself and do it. Absolutely fair enough. Okay, Geeta, go ahead. Geeta Chaudhary, please go ahead.
So it's like the friends are connecting together and having fun followed by the lunch. So it's a informal connect with friends and family.
Okay. So Geeta, your representation is that the picture one is more of an informal gathering, maybe family, maybe friends, maybe lunch and enjoyment, maybe in an outdoor location. Wonderful. Geeta, go next.
It's like for this connect, they are just going together in a vehicle, or maybe it's through the plane. They are for this gathering. They are just going through together in a plane.
That means you mean to say you all have had the lunch or the snacks and then you all are going, or how does it work?
So post having fun, they are going back, or it's
Okay,
maybe
okay.
for the meeting or for the work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful. Relate to the third one, please.
It's like after having informal lunch, they are going back to for the sightseeing.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So you have your wonderful meal, then you, you fly back and then you go to a scenic destination or something like that. Wonderful, Geeta. Absolutely, well done, well done. Congratulations.
They plan, they have an informal meeting, they plan for a trip to Australia. No, and then they get into a contest and then they go and have a sightseeing in Australia.
Oh, wow, that's nice. That's nice at that. Okay, so who's coming in third? Two participants have raised their hand.
Let's do
Jugal,
together.
Jugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jugal.
So the person is attending a virtual meeting. You can see in front of the screen.
Okay.
And
Jugal, you can correct the picture too.
and the babies, baby is playing outside his house while he is attending the meeting.
Oh, wow, that's nice. I was just wondering where the connect has gone. Wonderful connect. You're attending the meeting and possibly the baby is playing outside. Wonderful, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Relate with the third flashcard now.
So it's a time for the sunset, and it's the evening time after the attending the meeting.
Okay, so it's once you attend the evening, basically you're ready to rest or relax or something like that. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Jugal. So now we'll
Thank
go
you,
on to
sir.
the fourth one. Who's the next volunteer? Three participants have raised hand, but I can't see any names. Yeah, you can just identify yourself and go ahead, please. Garima, go ahead, please. Garima Mishra.
Starting the morning with gardening.
Okay. Starting the morning with gardening. Okay. Wonderful.
And after gardening, a family and friends lunch.
Okay. After gardening, you have a nice lunch with the family and friends. Wow. That's nice. Relate with the third card now.
And after the heavy lunch, everybody thought that we have gained so much of calories and we went to the gym together.
Okay. And normally it should have been earlier, but then deliberately certain pictures have been put so that we'd like to have your thought on that. Okay. So because you put in calories, you're thinking of an exercise. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, Garima. Thank you so much. So now we go on to the next volunteer, E. Who's coming in next?
There is the focus on the card.
Siddharth, give the others an option, please.
Yeah.
It's a FIFA World Cup going on.
Jugal, you can mute yourself, please. Neha, Purva, Jasprit, Shivli, Smita, Prachi, Kathy, Ritesh, Vraj, Sandeep, Bharat, Bharti.
Sir, I would like to nominate myself over here.
Yeah,
This
sure.
is Shivli.
Sure, Shivli. Go ahead.
So I love watching football as a weekend. So I'm watching the football at night. Probably
Oh,
their
wow.
EPLs are going on right now.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Relating to watching of some interesting matches on a Saturday evening. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Connected with the next word. The next flashcard.
But I also have to take care that next morning I have to travel to office. So it's on a Sunday. So I have to ensure that I go to sleep early because I have to reach office on time.
Okay, okay. So
Because I have to
next day you have
travel
to ensure
far.
that you sleep early and you travel to office. Wow, that's nice. Related with the third card.
But I am okay while I'm traveling. I'm also planning for the next weekend where probably I'm going to go on a vacation on a beautiful place with my family and my friends, and I'm going to go on a picturesque area totally. So I'm
Wow,
dreaming of
wow,
that
wow.
at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well done, well done. And now we have the last one. Last volunteer coming in, F. Himanshu, Pooja, Navdeep, Ashley, Siddharth, Smita, Prachi. Sorry, Siddharth, I came in again. Sorry. Jaspreet, Purva, Neha, Vijay Raghavan, Abhishek.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Bharat. Bharat, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the flashcard.
I'm not able to hear you.
Today. Okay, so I think there is a problem in micro. So someone can go ahead.
Bharat, you're audible. You can go ahead.
Yes, yeah. Now you're audible. Now you're audible.
Actually, Bharat is not able to see the screen. That's the problem.
Acha.
So yeah, I enjoy Hollywood movies.
Okay,
So
you enjoy
that is the
Hollywood
one-
movies. Very good, very good, very good. Wow, wonderful.
Even though I enjoy it, I need to remember there are multiple tasks I'm supposed to deliver by tomorrow morning. So I have to organize things. So I'm thinking on that.
Okay, so you're thinking about the morning things, okay, to organize yourself. Wonderful. And on to the last card now.
Fantastic. That on this journey, even of my enjoyment and work, I am ensuring that I have also get kind of certification through IST.
Wow. Getting credentialed for all your hard work. Wonderful, wonderful. So all of you all the 6 people and people, I mean, there are more than about 30 odd people on the screen. People who observed, people who have participated, people who have seen. Congratulations, you have scored 100 out of 100. 99 is just a number, 100 is better. Okay. So now we go on to certain methods of training and right situations and things like that. We were talking about a case study last time. So we'll jump on to the case study. This was the case study. Sankalp has been hired by the IBS Guwahati campus as a fresh business development executive by Proteus Enterprises based at Salem, Tamil Nadu. He's super excited to begin with his new job or his new role. During his onboarding sessions, he feels it is imperative to be a professional. Sankalp's immediate senior, Pranita, keeps on prompting him to develop professionalism for becoming a star performer. Sankalp understands that it's a part of the workplace culture and wants to put in his best foot forward and succeed. He is lucky enough to secure a seat with the renowned facilitator Winfred Paulus's bespoke cohort on professionalism, which is for 2 days. Now, as a member of the Winfred Paulus facilitation team, what would you do about work ethics being really important? We spoke about work ethics last time. I mean, there were representations about work ethics and code of conduct and rules of the house. So we jump on to question number 2. What should be the activities and tasks which need to be adopted in this 2 days intense facilitation exercise?
Role plays.
Role plays. Wow, that's nice, Jugal. What else?
Stimulation activities. Stimulation.
Activities. Okay, what sort of activities?
It can be based on case studies. It can be based on stimulation study, real scenario.
Okay, real life scenarios. Wow, wonderful. It could be
Brainstorming
case studies, it could be
activities
scenarios.
can be added.
Yes, Geeta.
Brainstorming activities can be added here.
Wow, that's nice. Brainstorming activities. You could put people in a room, give them a theme and ask them to discuss it for a specific time limit and then moderate based upon the views which are captured, independent viewpoints, by being neutral and without being biased. Wow, wonderful. What else?
Peer learning or shadowing someone.
Peer learning, shadowing, budding. Wow, that's nice. Wow, absolutely. Very good inputs. Absolutely wonderful. Anything else? One more activity and then we go on to the next question.
Personal experience sharing,
Very good. Personal experience sharing. You could actually have a moral or a theme or a conclusion or something value based, something which will give you a way forward. Absolutely wonderful. Thanks, Geeta. What do you feel are the main features to be adopted by Sankalp to become a professional? What are the main features to be adopted by Sankalp to become a professional?
He has to be a team player.
He has to be a team player. Very good, Siddharth.
You should adopt
Disciplined. Okay. Sanjana.
Ready to learn. Ready to learn.
Ready to learn. Wow, that's nice.
And adapt.
Adaptable, resilient. Very good.
Good listening skills.
Good listening skills. Okay, very good.
Should be empathetic. Should have an empathetic behavior.
Empathetic approach. Very good. Wow, that's nice. So much of ideas I'm also getting. Wow, very nice. Very nice. Wonderful. What
As
else?
it is professionalism, he must be clear about KPI and KRA. KRA and KPI.
Oh, wow. Talking about KPIs, talking about KRAs, talking about OKRs. Wow, that's nice. Very good. Bharat.
Should be having a very approachable attitude towards feedback.
Approachable. Very good. Very good. What else? Anything else? One more virtue, one more feature.
Logical based execution of ideas.
Wow, logical approach. Very good.
Right.
Very good. Wonderful. Well done. Now,
And
what
should
do you
be-
feel as a member of the Winfred Paulus? Is dressing and grooming important for Sankalp for professionalism?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's important.
To follow the code and conduct the policy that is in place by the company, they are put in place by the companies.
Okay, there would be possibly a company policy on certain, you could have semi-western, semi-casuals, t-shirts on Fridays or whatever you have,
Yeah,
depending
business
upon
level,
whatever the theme is.
Yes.
It would make a lot of impact based on Sankalp to inculcate the professionalism all around. That because he is young, it would help him to develop further in that organization. Very good. Now, what do you feel about Sankalp's boss Kunda and other seniors being impressed with his accepting the organizational culture and values? What will this lead to for Sankalp as a professional?
Acceptance by all the persons in the team.
Acceptance. Very good, Siddharth. Acceptance. Very good. Wow, very nice.
Get more motivated towards its company's vision and mission.
Motivation, self-motivation. Very good. Very good. Wow, very nice. What else?
At last, he will get a good increment.
Good increment. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Of course. Rewards. Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. What else?
It would actually help the leader or the boss to delegate certain tasks which are actually best fit for Sankalp.
Okay, allocation of task, specific
Yes.
allocation of task. Very good, wonderful. What else? Come on, the girls are keeping quiet today. Garima.
Developing a reliable behavior, sir.
Okay, Smita. A reliable behavior. Okay, wow, that's something nice. Very good, very good. One more point and then we go ahead.
Integrity, sir.
Integrity, Vijay Raghavan. Oh, wow, I was wondering where Vijay Raghavan has gone. Thanks, Vijay. Thanks. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so 500 marks. Points were scored. So congratulations. Let's go ahead now. Now the concept is you have got certain games and certain lab-based training. When you're talking about a lab, please understand, do not relate it exactly with a science lab or a physics lab or something to do with computers or technology and things like that. Even a normal training facility where you may have minimum software and even some amount of physical games could connect you to the word lab-based training. We in HR do a lot of sensitization and cultural exercises, diversity exercises. We call it a lab at that point of time. So lab is nothing but all people glued to a specific concept with an objective of self-development, polishing your personality, making yourself better, being slightly more resilient in what you are till now, and all those things would help you to become a better person. So when you talk about games and lab training, the concept is you could possibly use quizzes, maybe on a software, or maybe you could share a multiple choice question worksheets, maybe certain board games. You could have, when you talk about board games, again, you do not need to get confused. Even a specific game like Ludo or Carom or chess, or maybe something even which is played on something which is played even on a software can be considered as a board game, as far as there are certain rules, there are certain metrics to measure, and there are certain ways or pathways. Even a snake and ladder game, if played with the right perspective, can have the correct way of creating a specific outcome. So it could be physical, it could be software enabled, it could be whatever. This would enable a lot of potential options. Sometimes difficulties are there. People who try to take shortcuts. All those things are there, but the perspectives need to be very clear. The way forward is formative assessment. When you talk about a formative assessments, formative is something which you're doing in a structured manner, spread out during the training or during the number of days. Like for example, we have been trying to do certain case studies or certain exercises or maybe certain icebreakers with certain outcomes. They are all formative in nature. There is some amount of absorption. There is some amount of knowledge sharing. There is some amount of knowledge retention. There is some amount of value add. There is some amount of pragmatic approach. There is some amount of real experience sharing. There is some amount of development which is happening. So that could be a way of formative assessment. It could relate to maybe something like a pop quiz. Pop quiz is something which may be spontaneous, something which is immediate, which happens normally when you are using a M-based, that is a mobile-based app, or maybe an LMS. You have a pop quiz, it comes in all of a sudden, and you're supposed to go and attempt that, answer your progress, or answer the quiz. Maybe 3 questions, maybe 4 questions, and then only you're allowed to go next. Maybe a conversation style, maybe a dialogue, maybe short question and answers. These are quite conceptual. These are basically ways of playing different games with a specific outcome relating to a specific objective. The lab could be based on various things. It could be talking about performance, maybe motivation, maybe resolving of conflict, maybe building up the team spirit, maybe maybe a problem solving, maybe taking a decision. It could be absolutely anything. And short question and answers. Now the next concept is when I put the word TM doesn't mean anything but training method. Training method is you have discussions. Discussions are the best form of discussing different things. Now, when you talk about discussions, the concept could be using a buzz group. Buzz group is what? What is a buzz group? Friends? What is a buzz group?
It could be like a discussion forum.
Wow, Katie, could be like a discussion forum, could be a restricted number of people who are creating a buzz. During the earlier days when software was not available, when internet was not available, people used to create these groups and go around with a bell. Literally like something, if you can recollect your school bell, something like that, a small bell in days to they used to create that buzz sound saying that fine, now we have taken this viewpoint and let us moderate. So that would be some sort of a discussion, informal discussion coming to a specific outcome or an answer or a solution or an approach for handling the situation. Then you have brainstorming. Brainstorming could be specifically related to putting people from different levels, different job roles, maybe different perspectives in a room to discuss informally. Any points to be noted when you're conducting a brainstorming session for a facilitation or a training session? Any caution points? Anything which you will not do?
Should not lead to an argument. Very
good. Will not lead to an argument. Thanks, Siddharth. What else? Yes, Preeti. Go ahead, please.
We should try not to get personal.
Wow, absolutely, Preeti. You hit the nail. No creating biases, no creating perceptions, no creating things that you said it wrong, you said it right, he was better, she was better, you are best, you are useless, you are good for nothing. Nothing like that. Brainstorming is an open, fertile way of discussion where you're going to pick up good pointers and not allocate it to some specific person. It is a brainstorming input with the number of people who are in. A structured discussion. Structured discussions is basically where you structure the discussion. You give it a theme, maybe a topic, maybe a concept, and then allow people to discuss. You could use questions, which could be the way forward for analyzing, for solving of problems, for defining of outcomes. It may require sometimes allocation of specific tasks and assessing a work or a situation. So every sort of a discussion could be based on maybe a task, maybe a function, maybe an operation, maybe a process, maybe a performance, maybe some sort of an observation of behavior. It could be absolutely anything based upon what is the requirement for improvement. It always needs to be for improvement and for going to the next level. Now we go on to individual and group assignment. These are the best all of you have got something which is known as a response sheet. Okay, so something like a response sheet. Even you may have involuntary and voluntary sort of assignments where you could think of making a presentation. I think last time you spoke, I asked you all, some of you all, have you all prepared the presentation of 2 or 3 slides? That was an individual or a group assignment. We decided it after the breakout room activity. How many of you are ready with that? No takers, no answers. Okay, no worries, friend. No worries, friends. You need to give individual and group assignments. That's basically what I gave you last Sunday was pre-work. Pre-work in a sense, maybe developing on certain concepts and maybe devising on certain presentations or creating a slide or creating an interactional activity or something like that. Absolutely no worries. So it needs to custom fit the learning material, maybe modeling of a specific pattern, maybe a demonstration, maybe a visual, maybe an audio clip, a video clip, maybe peer-based learning, maybe creating of opportunities, whatsoever. So it's going to be checking up or building up on the knowledge and skills present in the group. Then we have the discussion modes where you have the ground rules for the table or the panel or the brainstorming. When you talk about table storming across a table or through a panel, panel is basically where they ask you questions and you're able to defend or maybe go into defense, maybe contradict, maybe support, maybe come to a viewpoint, maybe differ at certain times. If you could bring something valid or something useful. So it could be different types. The concept could be going on through maybe the on-the-job training, mentoring, coaching. Way forward could be creating a trigger for curiosity, helping of development, concluding of the conversations, but being on the right track. Different types of discussions could happen. Ground rules are same. You have a concept, you have a title, you have a theme, you discuss, you may face a panel, they may ask you questions, you may defend, you may support. All those things could happen. Now, when you have demonstrations and presentations, I believe this is one of the best ways of training and facilitation. Even a facilitator could create a demonstration, at the end or maybe somewhere towards when you completed 75% of the cluster-based discussions, the small group-based discussions. So it could relate to motivation, it could relate to showing of energy levels, it could show what sort of things you have done differently. I'm sure that some of you all, I use a very popular thing, very common and very popular things, something which is known as the pebble, sand, and stone therapy. How many of you all use this pebble, stone, and sand therapy as a facilitator, as a trainer? Relating to priorities of life or relating to priorities of task, relating to importance levels.
I've seen the videos, but I've
We
not.
have seen
Wow,
that.
wow. Yes, Garima, you've done that very good.
I've done that while taking a facilitation for
Sanjana.
time management.
Oh, wow. It could relate it to anything. Very good. Believe me, these things actually help. You know why? Because when you carry that plastic bottle and you carry that, of course, I don't carry sand. What I do is there's something beautiful in the kitchen which is known as rava or suji or semolina. I freak out on that. Instead of stones, I carry ping pong balls, and instead of these small pebbles, I carry marbles. Glass marbles easily available. It helps me to connect during my school days, so that is actually fun. And a lot of people have, you can have some little music and all these things when you're doing this, so people enjoy. Now, some of you all must have done a presentation, I'm very sure, of using the three glasses half filled, with water. One you leave as it is, You fill 50% of that glass with water and you leave it as it is. That is glass one. Then you have the second glass. The second glass again 50% with water, plain water, not chilled water, plain water. And you ask a participant to add 1 pouch of Eno, at one go. That means in one go, that person has to put in the total contents of the Eno, a small pouch of Eno into that. And the third glass is where you have again 50% of the glass filled up with water, and you have two participants adding 2 sachets of Eno very slowly, very slowly. So when you talk about very slowly, they do it little by little, little by little. It takes a lot of time. So now once these 3 glasses are available, you will see that the densities are different, the specific gravities are different, the bubbles and all those things would be different. You could ask people what they feel about those glasses, what is the purpose, and so on. So that demonstration, anyone, this demonstration or presentation someone has done? Oh wow, Shivli, you've done this. Very good. Please tell us what is the concept.
Not exactly the same, sir, but something
Okay.
similar. So
Okay.
what happens is when we are training senior management or leadership team, when we do some common topics like communication skills or work
Okay.
prioritization, sometimes they think like we already know all these things. So
Okay.
why should we learn? So
Okay.
what we do is at the start, we we have a glass which is half full, and we
Okay.
get another glass of water, and then what we do is we pour, and we have like one big bowl, we keep the half filled glass in that, and we
Okay.
start pouring the water in that. So obviously it overfills and it spills out. So that's how what we try to put it across and say that if you're coming into the training with already thoughts that in your mind that I know this, I know this, I know this, whatever is going to be taught in the training is not something that you will ever learn.
Okay.
So
Very
come
good.
with a fully empty glass so that you can learn, or you can, or forget what you learned before and try to relearn it again.
Wow,
So that
very
is
nice.
something like a demonstration that we do at the start
Very
itself of the
nice.
training.
Very nice, Shivli. Very nice. I mean, these three glasses, I'll tell you what it is. I tell them that the glass is the workplace where you're working. I mean, you can talk about the name of the company, wherever you're working, or maybe that training or facilitation exercise where you're doing, whatever that place is. Then you can talk about the water being you or me as an employee. And the movement of the water with the bubbles is the way you're working. So the first glass, which doesn't make any movement, which is just plain, which doesn't have any is basically the glass where you just say, I need the salary, I don't need the work, and you join and you retire at the same level without putting in any inputs or without having any sort of creativity. There are some of us who would love to be part of that, but I'm sure that none of us are like this. Now, the second class, in which one packet was put in one go, all content, the complete content, you'll see a lot of vibration, a lot of movement, a lot of bubbles, and continuous movement, and then suddenly it settles down. This is some of us where we tend to be hyperactive or hyper demonstrative or hyper, we say, I will do this, I will do this, I can do that, I can do that. You over promise, and then you're either not able to deliver or you get tired and then you fizzle out. Now, the third one is actually all of us. Third one is actually all of us, where you had those 2 packets of put in little by little, little by little, and the bubbles keeps continuing slowly, slowly. That means the show must go on. Whether you get appreciation, whether you get you're felicitated, you're credentialed, you're certified, you get badges, you become a top performer, you become face in the Facebook page of your company, whatsoever. You'll continue doing it and you'll be your own cheerleader. So that's basically something like that. You engage participants to do this. This demonstration can work wonders. So this is basically different types of ideas which you could use, help do assessments, debrief for areas of improvement. Now, this is one of the best. I mean, I love and I freak out on this because I'm basically from the hospitality background, and it brings me back to the roots of hospitality. I love this concept. I really love this. The founders and authors are Jay Brown and D. Isaacs. It's a very powerful conversational process for thinking together, evoking collective intelligence, and creating actionable results. It's a spectrum of cutting edge possibilities, just meaningful conversations. It could involve individuals, communities, organizations into deep, inclusive, common experiences. The World Cafe setting is just like a coffee shop. Set the context. I set the context even with candy, or maybe, whatever chocolates are available, or Mentos or things like that, or maybe even sometimes, cookies and maybe cup of hot coffee or something like that from the vending machine, whatever is easily available. Creating a hospitable and a friendly space, exploring the questions that matter, creating questions which are actually needed to be asked, encouraging everyone to contribute, connecting with diverse perspectives. People come with absolutely different perspectives, listening together for all sorts of insights, sharing collective discoveries. That's what the principles of hosting conversations are, which really matter. Now, the etiquette and model steps are: focus on what really matters, contribute your thinking, speak your mind and heart out, listen to understand, link and connect with ideas, listen together, active listening for deeper insights and deeper questions. You can draw, you can doodle, you can have graffiti, you can have drawings, you can use crayons, you can use markers and freak out, have fun. The 5 components is basically setting up of a special environment, welcoming and introductions, creating small group rounds. You could have a proper restaurant setup, moving in from the main table to 4 smaller tables. So you have maybe a huge group of 20 or 30 people. You could assign them 4 tables. When you say tables, it could not necessarily be only round, it could be oval or it could be square with whatever is available, and have a prefixed question. And you have a deep relation to harvesting of insights and results. Now, this is another thing beautiful. What happens, as a contributor, as a participant, certain things are told to you and certain things you need to share as a facilitator. You need to facilitate yourself, that you're going to keep quiet and encourage others, the participants to deliver. You'll contribute your thinking only when it's necessary at the end. Speaking out with your mind, speaking out with your heart, slowing down if required, linking with the ideas, listening to understand on what really matters, listening together for similarities, insights, deeper connections, playing, doodling, facilitating. Absolutely, it's an absolutely fun game. So it could be something like this, where you start with something like this. You have a coffee, you discuss. As a facilitator, you stand. Maybe you could show them a display. Maybe you could share a card or something like that. Instructions, read out the instructions clearly and in a very crisp manner. After that, it could be something like this. Okay. Once this is done, people could automatically be grouped. I believe in breaking the groups. When you talk about breaking the groups, there would be people who are normally familiar or who are friends in the office who would like to sit and be close together. I follow the general principle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So all ones on table number 1, all twos on table number 2, all threes on table number 3, all fours on table number 4. So you get a diverse mix of non-related and related people, and even sometimes some people who have not spoken or who have not interacted with each other, even though they've been working in the same office or on the same building whatsoever. So that gives a very crisp perspective. Now we go on to the flipped classroom, where you can have maybe online lectures. You could collaborate in discussion forums. You could carry out certain research. When you talk about research, reading, referencing, going through PPTs, going through PDFs, going through articles, going through videos, maybe sharing links and all those things, doing some pre-work, checking the progress with whatever questions you've been given, maybe answering a quiz, actively engaging the concepts with the facilitator. Lectures are shared outside of class time for individual review, and the classroom time is reserved for discussion. That means you have shown something, like for example, I shared the case study with you, and it became much easier for you all to come out with the answers. It was more crisper, better, and organized. So this is basically how it works. A clockwise pattern. Flipped classroom, the full picture is how it actually works. Educator suggested, have the experience, then you have the what again, which is educator suggested, then so what, learner suggested, and now what. You have complete things like games, simulations, experiments, community projects, art, activities, video lectures, audio lectures, content-rich websites, online chats, a test, audiovisual reflections, reflective videos, blogging, creative personalized projects. When you talk about a project, projects do not need to be extensive. They could be even maybe a small video, which is just 1 or 2 minutes. You could make the instructions, whether you want it with the flow of titles, without the titles, with you in the background, without you in the background, the format, what the slides will contain, the time limit, everything. All those things could be given as free pre-work, and then you could engage. You could support and you can go beyond.
Take a look at that beautiful picture, man. 6 jets, 500 feet, 500 miles an hour, upside down, 3 feet away from each other. Everyone else fulfilling a very unique, very special role. Everyone else flying in alignment. And the number one question we would get asked, and I love it, what does it take to build that level of trust? What a fantastic question. You build trust by being trustworthy. Trust doesn't come to you from other people. Trust emanates from your actions, your decisions, and your behaviors. You want to be so good, so reliable, so dependable in all circumstances that if anyone on your team, and especially any of your customers or clients, have a question about what it is that you do, you want them to instinctually pick up that phone and call you. You build trust by being trustworthy.
Okay, so friends, you saw this beautiful video. I mean, the way she was able to assert the posture, the language, the body language. I mean, the way she conceptualized the word trust. She, connected it with the flying objects and she related it, and she was telling us how. And even see the dressing, the grooming. That's how we trainers, we facilitators, even though this is not directly about training and facilitation, I found it to be an absolute requirement to be shared in this class. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay, we need to understand how much to move, how much of the body language, the amount of trust we need to cultivate and things like that. So that's why basically I showed you that the perfection, the way she was sharing the words, the way she was relating, that's absolutely fantastic. It's in fact fantabulous. So now we go on to the common concept of icebreakers. Now you'll wonder why icebreakers. Suhas has got a habit of giving icebreakers at all levels. Thanks to COVID, and even before COVID, I was slightly selective. I would do icebreakers and energizers only during certain times. But now it has become a mandate. Even if I'm taking a serious subject for an MBA class, I still have an icebreaker. I ask them to go into a jig or do some actions or dance or sing or something like that. And that actually helps for creating a warm-up. It could be anything. It could be visual. It could be display. It could be participative, whatsoever. So it could be designed maybe for a meeting, class, team building, any other activity. It could be helpful for warming up, teaming up, creating an efficiency, and of course, reinforcing team spirit. They are used to break the ice, bring the participants into the comfort zone, create a rapport, create a bonding. In fact, I suggest that icebreakers can be done even in between. Sometimes if you are having a longer session, for example, I'm going to have 2 sessions. In case I'm going to have 2 sessions, we can have an icebreaker again at the beginning of another session, or even in between. If there is some sort of boredom coming in, there is too technical a subject or something like that, there's no harm in cracking a joke or showing a video clip or asking them to do something which is nice, which is relative. It actually helps breaking the ice. Then we have the role plays. This is again another, it will be followed by another activity. So we'll be doing this activity also. Using of games, using of simulations, using of role plays, exploring for attitudes, values, interpersonal skills, communication, reaction, response, handling of emotions. So many different things can be done in a role play. Now, one thing which I normally use when I'm doing role plays, and if there is a specific structured format and a timeline for this role play, I have one more element added to the role play. That is a normal role play plus what could be the other one? Yes, friends, what could be the other one? A normal role play. I deliberately added the word normal role play plus
Stimulation.
Situation,
Okay, Prachi.
like life scenario.
Real life scenario, Sanjana. Okay, what else? Okay, anyone has heard of the word? Of course, you all have heard and you all have done it. Yes, Jugal,
Which ones?
would like to add?
Which ones? So role play is demonstration.
Okay, demonstration. What else? Anything in the role play itself you can do? Skits. Okay, Kathy. What else? Very common. We do it. We have been doing it on and off at work and outside.
Rehearsal, sir. Rehearsal.
Rehearsal. Okay. Rehearsal or reversal?
Rehearsal.
Okay. A reversal. Yes. Wonderful. Normal role plays and reverse role plays. Reverse role plays. Very important. I'm the bank manager and you're the customer. So once that show is done, I mean, I'm the bank manager and you're the customer, that interaction is over and moderation is over. Automatically, you become the bank manager and I become the customer. Same people, caste changes, people do not change. So you are able to empathize and decide on how you would feel as a customer. The feeling as a bank manager would be different. The same person feeling as a customer would be very different. The moderation in a reversal role play would be absolutely very different.
Correct. One best example from the movie Animal, when his
Wow.
father become a son and the son become a father.
Very good, Jugal. Very nice. Wonderful. Absolutely. So that's very important. If you can relate this and do something like this, maybe directly, or maybe like Jugal rightly suggested, maybe using a video clip or something like that, please go out, please freak out. The actual work will come out. The actual worth will come out. Okay. So now it's time for activity as usual when you talk about role plays. So we have a role play which would devise in the form of a case study talking about a communication skill. Asha is a qualified nurse and has been working for 3 years. She is looking for more challenging roles in her work and will be in the very near future applying for jobs away from her current hospital. She wants to go home to attend to her ailing mother who's almost 180 kilometers away. Asha is very vocal and she works under her own initiative, though at times she seeks advice from more experienced colleagues. But she jumps in before thinking. Asha can be very impatient with those she thinks are not up to speed, and she has, on occasion, undermined non-qualified staff working along with her. Asha is outgoing, but at times it is problematic as she talks rather than listens. Patients feel their requests are at times ignored. This has been discussed with Asha, though it does not appear on her performance appraisals. The sister in charge, Malti, has been trying to get Asha to look at how she interacts with patients, but with little success, as Asha feels she does her job very well. Asha has undertaken mandatory training in the past year but has done no other training. So now, friends, I'll go back to the slide and you can decide who's going to be Asha, who's going to be a patient, and who's going to be Malti. I will not read it again because I already read it loud and clear. So you can actually go, I'll move the slide slightly slow. Then I will stop sharing once we finish the 3 slides in sequence. So someone will get into the role of being Asha. Someone has to get into the role of being one of the patients so that you are able to analyze their behavior. And someone can be her senior, Malti.
I think this is gender-specific case study.
Good question.
It's a gender-specific case study, so I think it's only for the girls of the group.
सिद्धार्थ नाम में कुछ नहीं रखा है.
नाम में कुछ नहीं रखा, लेकिन रोल में जाके देखते हैं ना बिहेवियर कैसा है.
Let's do a reverse case study, na. Think the point of view from a lady.
No problem.
विजिटिंग कार्ड में नाम जरूर होना चाहिए.
Okay, Jugal. So who's going to be Asha? At least just a couple of minutes, couple of interactions, 1 or 2 dialogues maybe, so that you get into that moment, and then we go on to the demoderating slide, which I have not shown you. The debriefing or moderating slide, actually, which is going to follow. So Sanjana, would you like to go ahead?
Sure, sir.
Go ahead. 1 or 2 sentences, it's okay. You can actually get into the role of Asha and,
Okay, so I am speaking to my senior wherein I'm telling her that I am not happy the way it is going, and maybe I feel that I'm not utilized completely, and give me something more challenging.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Maybe you can have an interaction with the patient. Someone would like to be a patient. I know no one should be a patient. I mean, I wish no one should fall sick, but at least for the role in itself, actually.
Garima has volunteered, sir.
Okay.
But patient is not gender specific. It's not gender specific.
That's okay. That's okay.
You're eyeing on me to be a patient. Come on.
Anyway, patient, as a patient, you can ask something what you want, and you can have Sanjana responding to that patient. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
So, Asha, I'm feeling severely from cough and cold, and my gum is aching so badly that I am sleepless for 3 nights, last nights. So, can you suggest me what could be done, or what can I do, and what you can help me out with this?
So when did it start, Garima? Like you saying कि it's been 3 consecutive days that you're sleepless, but did you eat anything outside or did you went outside? Anything happened? Like how did it start?
Why it is connected to my problem, Asha?
Because there has to be some root to the problem, right? If you say cold and cough, there would be something which has happened, and maybe because of that it has started. So we want to understand the root cause.
So I guess this is so personal, asking what I have ate last 3 days. Everybody is suffering from cough and cold, and it is very usual. Can you suggest me the remedy, or you can take me to the doctor, or suggest possible treatment?
I can.
Hey, welcome, welcome.
The doctor has arrived.
Okay. So sorry. So she attends all the classes, all 4 classes, all the time.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So, Garima, without you telling me what is the root cause, I might not be able to help you. So, let me take you to my senior. So, Senior Malvi. No,
Yes, who would go and take the role of Malti?
Sir, I'll take Preeti Kaushik. May I?
Sure, sure. Go ahead, Preeti.
Yes, Sanjana, what is wrong with you? You should
Nothing.
at least listen to it.
Lady is
3
not at all.
days, this patient is admitted in our hospital and she's complaining about some issue. Pacify her. Why do you have to
I'm asking
ask her?
how did it start? She's not giving me any reason. How do I even give
Not
a
the doctor, Sanjana. We need to pacify the patient, then connect to the doctor. We are not
Ma'am,
doctors right now.
she was not, telling me to sit down somewhere or relaxing me. She just started firing the questions on me. So how does it help me? I'm already in pain.
Please relax, Garima madam. We would look into your issues. I have your case file with me. We'll connect with the doctor and the doctor will be arriving very soon and attending to you. In the meantime, I will definitely speak to Sanjana and take her to a cha. Sanjana, please come to a corner where we can probably talk about this. Garima ma'am, you just take rest, and in case there is any further issue, I will personally attend to your problems. Sanjana
Thank you so much.
madam, may I have a word with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Assuming we have arrived in the corner, संजना तेरे को अक्कल नहीं है क्या क्या करते हैं बार बार प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है ये लाइफ में
डिफिकल्टी नहीं है मैं आपको कब से बोल रही हूँ पहली बात तो ये मेरा
आई
काम नहीं
अंडरस्टैंड देखो हॉस्पिटल में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो जॉब ढूंढना चालू कर दिया अलग अलग जगह
तो मैं ढूंढ लूंगी
इन्फॉर्मेशन है क्या हो रहा है तुम्हारा लाइफ का सब मेरे को इशू मालूम है मम्मी का तबीयत ठीक नहीं है जो भी इश्यूज है वो सब बाद में है लेकिन यहाँ का हम लोग नुकसान नहीं कर सकते हैं Look at the
मैडम
patient, he was so aggrieved.
तो नहीं होगा इधर आप मेरे को कोई ढंग का काम दो क्योंकि ये मेरा काम नहीं है फिर भी आप मेरे को कराने को बोल रहे हो या तो रिसोर्सेस और ले आओ मैं कुछ बोलती हूँ तो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं बोलती हूँ तो भी प्रॉब्लम
आशा मैडम ये बार बार हो रहा है देखो मैं आपको बहुत सपोर्ट किया जब से आप पिछला 5 साल से इधर आई हो 3 साल से नौकरी पे हो 2 साल से टाइम पास कर रही हो मैं फिर भी आपको कुछ नहीं बोला है
This is a very big blame. I can't take it. You can have my papers if you want, but I can't take it कि मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ. कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ is very vague thing on me.
देखो अभी जो भी है ऑन पेपर है मैं आपका प्रमोशन में भी आपका मदद किया है ऐसा नहीं कि आपका कोई इशू है लेकिन आप कंटिन्यूअसली ऐसे बात कर रहे हो कि जैसे आप ही डॉक्टर हो आप ही एक्सपर्ट हो तो फिर आप ही हॉस्पिटल चला लोगे ना आपको
मैडम
पता होना चाहिए
उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच, बट आप अभी बताओ कि क्या करने का है आगे।
एक काम करते हैं, अभी हमें ना सीनियर वार्डन है ना, उनसे बात करते हैं शाम को, और फिर हम लोग मिलके डिस्कस करते हैं. लेट मी connect with the HR as well on that.
So please
Our
do.
HR Dr. Suhas Rao will be available
Oh.
at 7 p.m. in the evening. You please come and meet us separately for this issue. Objectively, let's sit across a table and then try to figure out what is going wrong and what should be done about it. I've had it.
Thing so that I can work on it, or else you let me know. And madam, I would request, do not repeat what you just said. I am not doing any time pass here. I justify all the salary I take from the company.
अंजना मैडम देखो, आपको बता रही हूँ, गए महीने सिद्धार्थ अय्यर करके एक लड़का था, वो ऐसे ही इशू करता रहता था कि ये लेडीज का काम है, ये जेंट्स का काम है, उसको तुरंत निकाला है. देखो मैनेजमेंट ने ऑन द स्पॉट उसको बोला कि आप
धमकी दे रहे हो क्या?
आज जाओ, ये जेंडर स्पेसिफिक नहीं हो सकता है. वी आर इन अ हेल्थ केयर बिजनेस यार.
मैडम
आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हैं.
धमकी दैट आप मुझे जॉब से निकाल दोगे?
मैं नहीं निकाल रही हूँ, लेकिन मैनेजमेंट ने ऐसा किया हुआ है, तो मैं इसीलिए बोल रही हूँ. आप भी सैलरीड इंसान हो, आपको सोचना चाहिए.
को दोनों बोलो ना कि मैंने क्या किया और पेशेंट के तरफ से क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. बिना जाने की प्रॉब्लम एग्जैक्टली क्या है, अपन दवाई कैसे दे सकते हैं मैडम?
अगर उसको प्रॉब्लम पता होता तो वो पेशेंट नहीं होती, वो पेशेंट और डॉक्टर दोनों होती ना मैडम.
क्या बात कर रहे हो, उसके तो हमेशा से
ठीक है, हम
क्वेश्चन
एक
आया.
काम करते हैं, अभी आर्ग्यू करने की बजाय, देखो मेरा भी ड्यूटी है, मेरे को वापस जाना है. हम लोग शाम को 7 बजे डॉक्टर सुहास आते हैं, उनसे बात करते हैं. डॉक्टर सुहास को बोलेंगे गरिमा मैडम को दवाई भी दे दे. ठीक है,
लेके आएगी शाम को
हाँ
7
शाम
बजे.
को मिलते हैं. आप अभी अपना ड्यूटी रिज्यूम कीजिए, मैं भी जाती हूँ. ठीक है,
और ये पेशेंट संभाल लेना.
हाँ हाँ मैं करती हूँ, मैं पर्सनली अटेंड करूंगी, आप उसका बेड पे मत जाओ.
हाँ मैं नहीं जाएगी, आप देख लेना. थैंक यू.
चलिए.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Absolutely. All of you all got into the role very, very, very pragmatically. Very nice. Well done.
She's gonna have a peaceful sleep tonight.
Okay.
Congrats संजना, congrats संजना, नौकरी बच गई.
Very well done. Very well done. Very well. I mean, we all got into the role. Literally, मैं सोचा झगड़ा शुरू हो गया क्या?
नहीं सर, हम लोग नहीं लड़ते.
Okay.
Sir, it must be a case of district hospital, government hospital.
Okay. Okay, so this is basically as a facilitator, you could, once you show this, you could ask the participant to get into the role of Asha and review. You could ask the participant to get into the role of Malti and review. And someone would like to debrief and moderate on the whole role play. Siddharth, would you like to try?
Just one thing, sir. I would like to say that Siddharth has also got a message. In this role.
I think I've been roped into this role play without.
Okay. Then I think Himanshu, would you like to try? Vijay? Okay, someone would like to try. Someone would like to debrief on the whole role play.
So this whole role play can be described on the basis of emotional intelligence, like a Goldman theory. So actually, the nurse Sanjana is not self-aware about his potential, and what is a specific job role she is hired for, and also not able to understand the self-management. So this is the internal concept of Sanjana. Now, if you talk about the external, about the social and culture of the hospital, she is not understand the empathy, the organizational awareness, and understanding the environment of the hospital, and social skills, how to communicate in a better way, how to handle a particular patient in a better way, in a soft manner.
Very nice, Jugal. Well done, well done. That's it. This is exactly emphasizing on the connect, emphasizing on the exact behavior and how to tone down and how to work out on your emotional quotient. Absolutely, well done, well done. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Jugal. Wonderful clap. Thank you so much. So now we have this structured problem solving. We'll just try to see how it works. When you talk about structure, there is a pattern. It's a cyclic pattern. Identify and define what the root cause of the problem is, what the problem is all about. Once you're able to identify, structured problem solving happens only when you're not able to find an immediate remedy or put it back into the normal pattern. So once you identify, once you define, once you have different people looking at it from a different lens, you would be able to get what the nature of the problem is, what the root cause of the problem is. How the connected teams or the concerned teams connect together, brainstorm how they are going to overcome this problem how they are going to identify the root cause, fill up the gaps, look out for solutions, look out for alternatives and things like that. Consider each option, whether it is advantages, disadvantages, pros, cons, all those things. Once you're coming closer to that, you'll be able to find out that one specific solution may be a correct solution. The other would be maybe an approach. So decide upon what is best to use. Put into action what you consider the best. Review and refine. If there is still if still the problem continues, or there is still further problems or some additional problems related to the consent problem, then you'll need to review, refine, and go through the process again. That's what a structured problem solving approach is. Normally, facilitators are called when the review and refining has been done and you still have further problems related to the existing problem. In that case, you'll have to have a different viewpoint and a different way of going about. Another training method is go wild. Go wild facilitation method is writing about 20 ideas beginning with the phrase, wouldn't it be good? Okay, so this you all can try on your own. When you talk about 20 ideas, think about what would you do or what wouldn't be good if. Once you write those 20 ideas and you make the participants write that, you will be able to find out that people actually go crazy. People go wild by telling what they would love to do or what they would not love to do. As a result, the group would be encouraged to come up with a lot of imagination, a lot of creativity, and there will be a lot of statements. This will be more of an affirmation, which could have an obvious and a predictable approach. You will be very creative. You could actually use colorful inputs and get a lot of ideas. Now, the next concept, which is the most interesting concept, many of you all must have used this. You could do it physically and you could do it on a software also. Physically, you require just the stick me ups, colored stick me ups, which are easily available. List out all the possible choices that the team may decide from. Relate with the theme, relate with the concept, relate with the idea, relate with the option, and come up with all possible choices. Choice A, choice B, choice C, choice D with the team. The team may have 6 people, 8 people, 10 people, whatsoever. Take the total number of teammates that will be voting N and divide by 3. You can have the teammates. This is one format, maybe 10 people and then divide it by 3. That will give you the number of votes each person will have. Like for example, 12 team members would give you 4 votes. Step 3 is each person who has voted those votes to place on any one option. Like you got option A or choice A, choice B, choice 3. Note, a team member may put in all their votes on one topic or distribute them as they seem fit. Like for example, Shirin could put in 2 votes for option A, 1 vote for option B, and 1 vote for option C, while Harish could put all the votes, all the 4 votes on option C. Step 4 would tally the votes received. Step 5, repeat until you have a list which you are comfortable with. The option with the most votes goes as the most preferred or the most acceptable in the group. Now, once you see this, I've deliberately extracted this from Google. This is a software pattern. You don't need to use a software. You can use colored stick me ups and you'll be able to find out. On the right side, on my right, if you see, you are able to see names of people and colored dots, yellow, red, blue, black, and so and so. So depending upon those dots, you are given a wide array of those dots. You are given the concept, you are given certain idea explanations, whether it's related to the product, promotion, location, pricing, experience, menu. This is one specific condition. It is just being shared as an example. So you're able to find what Bianca likes, or what Rebecca likes, or what Boris likes, or what Vera likes. So different dots can represent different purposes. So you can have multiple people voting and decide upon the total number of votes which each idea has garnered in a product, maybe in a promotion, maybe in a location, maybe in a pricing, maybe in an experience, maybe in a menu. It could be very simple. This is slightly complex where you used different patterns. It could be possibly a restaurant where they wanted to undergo this exercise. It could be very simple where you can have option 1, option 2, option 3, choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. You list out that, give the idea or give the theme line based upon that option 1, theme line based upon option 2, theme line based upon option 3. Based upon that, the members could be given specific colored dots or colored papers. You get different types of papers now: diamonds, triangles, heart, fruit shape. So you can decide even making it more and more colorful. You could use a whiteboard, ask someone to write down the different ideas or the concepts or the themes, and then you decide upon the voting. This could be done multiple times. Whenever you're doing it multiple times, the idea can crop up. That means idea 1 came in for option 1. Then you may have idea 2 coming in for option 1. Then you can have idea 3 coming in for option 3. According to that, based upon that, you will be collecting a lot of dots of specific color. Based upon that, you can choose the nearest or the most important or the most maximum number of dots. And this is something beautiful. If you're able to see some YouTube videos, you'll be getting a lot of those ideas of how multi-voting can be done. Now we have working in pairs and trios. Here you have the concept of putting 2 people together or 3 people together. Give a pace, give a timing, ask them to speak, ask them to deliberate, ask them to collaborate, ask them to share, ask them to mix, ask them to share their sense of achievement, ask them to lead, ask them to be led by someone, ask them to be monitored, and you'll be able to get a lot of interactions, lot of viewpoints, lot of concepts being shared. Give them different colored flip charts. You get cut sheets, you get specific sheets, different colors are there, and let them freak out. Maybe when you are giving 2, you could give 2 different colors. When you're giving 3, maybe 3 different colors, depending on that, and then let them assimilate their ideas together, sharing, discussing, collaborating, and coming to a viewpoint which could help the moderator or the facilitator to debrief in detail. This is just a break in between, sort of, where you put in some music and you show some confetti coming in and see the happy faces. Now we go into the fishbowl technique. Now this is another interesting activity, fishbowl technique, where we are talking about different fish. You could, in fact, certain organizations freak out on this by giving you different colored T-shirts to represent different colored fish. Here you allow discussion to be created by asking questions and sharing the opinions. So learners there are 2 concepts when you talk about fishbowl. You could have an open fishbowl or you could have a close-ended fishbowl. 2 circles are required in any case. So people who are inside the circle will be the ones who are talking, sharing their opinions. The people who are outside will be the ones who are listening and observing. Again, you could have an interchange, and the contributor could be a listener could be an observer could be a participant in an organized sequence. It helps for excellent pre-writing activity and often unearthing questions or ideas which the learner may explore more deeply in an independent assignment. Now, this is how it works. There are 2 circles, the inner fishbowl and the outer fishbowl. You will participate in both. Both requires. You can time it. Here in this example, it is given 6 minutes. It could be 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending upon the context or depending upon the theme. The inner circle, the round will start with the discussion prompt. The prompt will be given by you and me, facilitator. What is the area to be discussed? Participants will take turns in sharing their opinions and ideas. You could give them a worksheet. You could give them a blank sheet. You could give them anything for them to write on, and only one person is allowed to speak. He will record or she will record. He or she will speak at a time. Then person 2, person 3, person 4, person 5, person 6, and so on. The outer circle, during the discussion, you will practice active listening and take notes on what you hear, but you may not speak. You will be allowed to write. Once everyone in the inner circle has completed, they will become the outer circle, and the outer circle people will be part of the inner circle. This is how it works. The inner circle and the outer circle, listening and thinking, joining the inner circle to talk. So you have so many people connected. The first circle discussing this, the outer circle listening. Then you have the outer circle coming in and discussing, and the inner circle observing. So you get a lot of ideas and you're able to come to conclusions or answers or solutions. This is a very easy technique. Again, I make it very creative by giving them creative sort of things. You can give them colored paper, you can give them flip charts, you can give them candy, you can give them stickers. I use a lot of stickers. I share the stickers at random. So they are associating with these stickers. When you talk about stickers, they are of all sizes and all colors, which will be able to stick on the flip chart which is given. So let them share an idea connected with that sticker. It is just an ideation. They can write it also on their own. Now you can have something which is known as the brain writing. Most of us or all of us actually do this brain writing. It is nothing but writing with your brain, a technique where you have a rapid idea generation. A non-stop nonsense, as we call it. Many of us refer WhatsApp as non-stop nonsense. It's a very, or maybe a Telegram, or maybe a Snapchat or a share. I mean, so many of the sharing options are there. It's actually used for a brain writing option where you are able to have a discussion forum. You tend to create an idea, add on to it, support it, eliminate it. Multiple things could happen. It could involve following. You could have it in a very organized manner. You could have each person writing down their ideas in response to a question. That means as a facilitator, you will pose a problem or you'll put in a question, and each person in the system normally seated at different tables or clusters or in rounds or in different shapes, can put in the responses. When finished, they pass their paper to the next person who reviews the idea and adds. So one idea, one question will have different viewpoints. Once the paper has made a full round, table need not be round, table can be oval or square, but people are seated all across. The team shares all the ideas, usually on a whiteboard. Different brain writing tools which you can actually use, which you are using. Instant messenger, emails. Email is slightly traditional now. It has become legendary. We use blogs, we use wikis, we use vlogs, we use Google spreadsheets, multiple things where you can add, delete. Sometimes it may be admin controlled, where you have a lot of context being added, a lot of things being added. Yes, Alankar. Okay, this is beautiful. This is an example of a brain writing example where you use the software. You could, as a facilitator, put on the my extreme left top the text, the question, the problem, and you could give the idea. You could suggest maybe the idea. You have got members who are given different slips or identified with different colors. Person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4, person 5, person 6. Let them relate with the idea. You're given the idea, then the red, the pink, the blue, the gray, whatever the colors are, they will give their ideas, adding on to the base idea, which is in cream color or in off-white color. Give them multiple rounds so that you're able to get a continuous interaction with different ideas and different people, different colors, so that you're able to associate who was given what idea and get the right viewpoints. Then you have an affinity diagram. This is something which I like again. Affinity is a science term where you have something related to the concept, something which is related to which can be put in together, So you are able to generate, organize, consolidate. Akanksha, just a moment, please. Relate and consolidate information, maybe a process, maybe a complex issue, maybe grouping them according to affinity or similarity. It will allow to organize. I will come to you, Akanksha, and someone else is raised the hand. Just a moment, please. Let me finish this slide. It will allow team members to organize the ideas by category, looking at the problems or the issues from a new perspective or a new relationship. Yes, Akanksha, go ahead.
Sir, in the last technique, the brain writing technique, if we get multiple ideas, how to decide which idea to be chosen and who will decide it?
As a facilitator, you will enable people to discuss and come. Please understand, as a facilitator, you've got a task, you're representing the organization, so it has to be in the best interest of the organization. So you will enable people to accept the idea which has got the maximum positive sides or the most useful sides, or which are exactly productivity related, performance related, task related, something to do with doing the job in a better manner. In that case, you will enable the people to discuss and come to a conclusion. You will help them to come to a conclusion. You are allowed to moderate based upon their inputs. participation is important. Some of them will not be relevant. Some of them will not be good. Some of them will not be correct also. They'll be incorrect. Some, because the viewpoints could be different from different points of view.
So they only together as a group have to come up with a solution.
You are, as a facilitator, you are an enabler. You are an enabler. You are an enabler. You can suggest, you can give viewpoints, but see that it is in the best interest of the organization and the participants who are part of the organization. Okay, so there was someone else also who has raised their hand. I could not see the name. I mean, Akanksha, and then there was someone else. Yes, Sanjana.
Sir, while we are talking about that the facilitator has to enable.
Yes.
It's like sometimes there could be a chance that the group you're addressing is very dull. At the moment you ask them one question, no one speaks. Just like pin drop silence, no one comes up speaking.
That is where your art is there, madam. That is where you need to engage. Sanjana, go ahead. Garima, go ahead. Preeti, go ahead. Vijay, go ahead. Neha, go ahead. Jaspreet, go ahead. Shivli, go ahead. Smita, go ahead. Prachi, Abhishek, Siddharth, Jugal. You keep on saying, continuously keep on saying, go to the tables, meet them and tell them to initiate, write something. And you'll find people actually get motivated when you address them by names. You automatically get into that stance and you start working. You will never find everyone being dull.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so let us see this affinity diagram. I could not get a better diagram, but then I found this very useful. I'm going to share this. So this is certain. The concept is what are the barriers on-time delivery of medications. So related things, staff issues, process interruptions, inadequate equipment, and problems and procedures. So people gave ideas. Based on that, you can actually group them together. Affinity is which are similar. So staff issues, whatever came through, you put together. Under process interruptions, what came, you can put together. Inadequate equipment, you could put together. Problems with procedures, you can put together. And then address whichever has got the maximum problems. Find out a solution. Ask for ideas. Ask for opinions. Ask for suggestions. Ask for how it can be addressed. Then go on to the next. Then go on to the next. Then go on to the next. Go in priority wise, either function wise, operation wise, task wise, activity wise, theme wise. The grouping will help you get a lot of ideas. Because if I am asked personally, I will not be able to give you all these 7 or 8 ideas which are coming under inadequate equipment. Maybe I will not be able to get 5 under staff issues. I may be able to come only with one thing which is there in my mind as a participant or as an employee. But when I have a team of people, possibly you will get a lot of ideas. And that you need to record. This recording can be done in independent clusters and then moderated at the end, maybe on a whiteboard or on a display or whatsoever by a facilitator. 5D cycle. 5D is using the alphabet D for appreciative inquiry. So you have something which decides, one is define what is the problem, what is the requirement, why it needs to be addressed. So that is defining actually what is the problem, why are we here, why is the facilitator being called, why are the people being engaged. Second is discover the best of what is. Okay. Now the moment you found something about what the problem is, try to find out how it can be addressed. What is the best alternative? What is the best solution? Third is dream. What might be? Look out for possible outcomes where things will be nice, expenses will be controlled, wastage will not be there, and performance will be optimum. 4, design what will be. The moment you create a process or a system or certain SOPs or certain things, you'll be able to design what will be. And 5th is destiny, sustain the development. See that the moment you agree upon this appreciative inquiry with inputs from all the participants, you are able to create a destiny, destined to be, sustaining the development, maintaining the development, at least for some timeline. You need to have a timeline to monitor, to check, to administer, to find out whether it's going in the right course. So this appreciative inquiry will find out in a very nice manner on how it could be done in the right possible manner. You will eliminate the knots and you'll eliminate and you will put in favor of what could be done rather than what cannot be done. Okay. Decision making is a very simple process, a stepwise process. You could go into identifying of decisions which need to be made, gather relevant data and information, identify solutions, maybe solution 1, solution 2, solution 3, work out on solution 1. If it is ineffective, go to solution 2, go to solution 3. Weigh the evidence. You're able to weigh, capture data, results, perceptions, thoughts. Why is it evidence needs to be researched, calculated, understood, validated? Choose among the alternatives. Take action, because you'll have a specific timeline. It will not be for an unlimited time. Specific timeline, 10 days, 15 days, month, couple of months. How will you do that to decide? And take action accordingly. Review your decision and its impact, both good and bad. If it's good, go ahead. If it's bad, change. Go on to the next alternative and go ahead.
The facilitator role can be summarized in 3 key parts: provide structure, focus on results, manage time and agenda. The facilitator provides structure to make it easy or easier for participants to get the work done, and encourage participants to bring difficult issues or undiscussables to the surface and to devise strategies to deal with them. The facilitator focuses on results by focusing the participants on accomplishing their goals and by using their outsider status to push, challenge, and guide participants. Finally, the facilitator manages time and the agenda to keep the discussions on track and the sessions moving along.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, with that, we'll, I think we are almost coming to an end of this session. Can I have some questions or whatever you feel like, please?
So does a bus group that you are talking about in one of the slides, does it also include the focus group that we see? Or is it different?
No, you're talking about which one? Can you go over again?
You're talking about in discussions, if I'm not wrong, you're talking about bus group.
Bus group, yes.
So does it also include the focus group or is it different?
Yes, it could include. It could include the focus groups, yes.
Okay, perfect. Just had that doubt.
That will make it easier, actually.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions? I think everyone is eagerly waiting for lunch. Okay, fine. So that's a nice, because you all have been busy right from morning, isn't it? Okay. So thanks to all, and then we'll be connecting for the last and final. I'll be having my last session next Sunday. That's what someone else will be doing the sessions beyond that. So we'll remain connected and we'll go beyond. Not to worry. Thank you so much. God bless you all and have a happy lunch. God bless you.
Same here. Thank you.
Next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for this.
Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless you.
Thank you,
Jugal.
sir.
Thank you, Madhu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pritesh. Bye-bye. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Akanksha. Bye, Shivli. Bye.
Bye, sir. Take care. Have a great day.
Oh, same to you all.